And all of this, for those that don't yet understand it, serves those in power because culling global populations is certainly on their agenda. They've been chipping away at it for decades, and now they're accelerating the equation. From phys.org, in the future, we could snuff out cyclones, but weather control comes with new risks. We already just covered some of those risks. And here we have again, the so-called climate science community pretending that someday they could, may, might, quote, snuff out cyclones when that technology has existed for many decades. It's all a grand facade. We're living in a planetary Truman show. When will more wake up to that fact? The report says, how will they snuff out cyclones? By spraying desiccant particles over the tops of storms. Exactly what has been done for decades. When the weather makers don't want a specific storm to develop in a specific region or to make landfall, it won't. Another method and form of cyclone suppression that this report doesn't mention for many reasons is the ionosphere heater factor. Ionosphere heater installations like HAARP, which are directional, can heat the atmosphere in the region above a cyclone. The heating causes the atmosphere to expand up and down. The downward push of compressing air pushes down on the convection of the storm, suppressing it or blowing it apart altogether. How many have stopped to ponder why that year after year in the hotter and hotter Gulf of Mexico bathwater temperature dead zone, hurricanes either don't form anywhere near the clusters of offshore oil drilling platforms or they're kept weak, and when near these platforms are often blown apart with hurricane suppression operations before the hurricanes can damage the flow of oil. Not an act of nature, climate engineering. Remember and consider that the U.S. military first initiated its hurricane suppression programs all the way back in 1947 with Project Cirrus. How far have they come since that time? So again, at absolute minimum, if the climate engineers don't want a cyclone to develop or make landfall, it won't. If they do, the same methods of atmospheric manipulation can also be used to augment the convection above a hurricane, creating a, quote, rapid intensification scenario, a term which we now hear all so often. This process can also be carried out over land, thus the bomb cyclone term that again is now the norm. From AccuWeather, severe storms turn deadly, cut power to 1 million in eastern U.S. from that storm, damaging winds and large hail.